'79 CR250 front end coming apart. Getting ready to pull the triple clamps. Moving on, the motor still has four or five mounts left that have to come off, but the air box is loose. Move to the back of the motor, back of the frame, I should say. There's the drum brakes. Surprisingly enough, the drum brakes are pretty decent. Maybe someone's replaced them. Used my T-handles and my box open end wrenches. This is basically so far all you've really had to use. You can see the rear shocks, they're pretty tired. Surprisingly enough, the chain is new, which I didn't think was. There's the swing arm, which will be sanded, painted. My Gatorade. You got the shifter and the Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a little wore out, but we can fix that. Like I said, we'll pull the air box out. As soon as the carburetor's moved, the air box can come out. We'll remove the rest of the, pull the motor, pull the triple clamps, and get that frame ready to paint. So we're pulling off the, getting rid of the clutch cable here for a minute, and we will pull off the front forks. I always like to put the nuts back on when I've disassembled stuff, just so I don't lose them, because I know my ability, I'll lose it. Screw these on real quick, and we'll pull the forks out of the triple clamps. I've got the bolts loosened up, so they should slide out easy enough. Got this one to come out now. Of course, my front wheel block is right in the way. Great design by me. That's all right. There's one out. Pull the right side down. And we will inspect these and see what the fork seals will tell us. Underneath those fork boots are a different story. So we'll take the top bolt off up on top of the triple clamps. Get that loosened up. As I'm taking this off, I'm feeling the bearings, and they feel relatively ratchety, which means it's possible that either the bearings are shot or whoever painted this and reassembled it too tight, because it's pretty ratchety. It doesn't have a very good flow to it. Get this top mount off. There we go. Set that down. We'll get a punch. Go ahead and pause it for a second. And take this off. There we go. Bang this off of here. Got a little bit of rust to it. 41 years of grime, possibly. It's coming now. Once we spin this loose, the triple clamp should come out from the bottom. And when I'm spinning it now, it's a lot, it's not as ratchety, which is pretty good at telling me the bearings. Maybe he just over-tightened it. Bearings don't look too bad. Bottom should come out. I'll put this back on the top so I don't lose it, because I know myself. Not bad shape, pretty good. So we're gonna pull the carburetor, see if we can get this air box to come out. The last time I built one of these was a while ago, and I don't remember if the air box will slide out once the carburetor's out, or if I have to pull the motor. So we'll see in a second here. Get this carburetor out. Drip a little gas onto the floor. That's always good. Let's see what we got here. And no, it will not come out. So we're gonna have to pull the motor to get the box out, it looks like. We move these engine mounts, or the bolts from the back, underneath, 3 from the front, and that should get the motor to come out. And we'll take and we will inspect these fork boots. We'll take the fork boots off and inspect underneath. These fork boots always hide all sorts of nonsense. It'll be, it should, if the fork seals are good, it should be dry underneath here. If it's all oily, then we know what we got. Pull the fork boot off, inspect them, and they're not so great. They appear to be original. That one isn't that bad, but let's see what this one tells. Use the cutters, cut off the zip tie, top and bottom zip tie. These are aftermarket fork boots now that I look at them. Cut them off the bottom. See what this says. Let me drop this boot. And this one's a hot mess. There's oil everywhere. So we'll replace both of them. You always replace both fork seals no matter what. That's all right. We'll know we'll have fresh fork seals on the front of it, which will be good. Hey, thanks for watching. We're going to pull the motor on the next segment. Make sure to subscribe. It's been a good time. Thanks.